After 2.5 boring hours, Jabroni JT says, WWE, everybody in the back, JT says, you should know your role and shut your mouths. You want to come out here and you want to try to entertain us with this TLC pay-per-view? You want to come out here and you want to talk about your Y2J plan? Roman Reigns not in the match. Kurt Angle to replace him. AJ Styles versus Finn Balor. Well, guess what? What did you think was going to happen, guys? Huh? Answer my question. What did you think was going to happen? It doesn't matter what you thought was going to happen. The fact of the matter is this. You got what you got, you get what you get, and you try to sit back and entertain yourself. You try to watch this trash on TV. Because at the end of the day, at the end of the night, that's all you got. The fact of the matter is this. You want to come out here and you want to try to interrupt the People's Champs show, the JT and Candy show. Well, this is what I think you should do. This is what I think I'm going to do. I'm going to lube my size 14 real good. Shine it up. I'm going to keep on shining it up. I'm going to turn that son bitch sideways and stick it straight up WWE's candy ass. If you smell what JT and Candy are cooking. Alright. Recording, babe. Alright. Going live.
It was weird.
I know, I haven't did it yet. Alright, we're live in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. This is the JT and Candy show. Welcome back to the show. This is your WWE TLC review and results. Welcome back. I'm trying to be as serious as possible, but I figured I don't want to be serious anymore. Alright, babe. So I'm your host, JT, and behind the mic, like always, is Candy. For all of you out there who watch the show, and for all of you out there who have no complaints out there about this entire show, I want to say that I totally agree with each and every one of you. And for all of you out there who do have complaints about the show, then you need to just go to bed already, because you're never going to be happy. This was I'll say a perfect 10 show, perfect 10 WWE pay-per-view. That's been a long time coming for us. We've gotten crappy shows in the long these last couple months, but to see everything come down and break down the way it did, it was just like it was perfect. Um, Fuck, I don't even know what I'm saying at this point. Show was so damn great, I'm speechless. Um, how about you, babe? What did you think about the show? Did you even watch the show?
No.
No.
I only saw little snippets here and there.
Oh yeah. Do you know what went down? Do you know who was at least wrestling? You know, I mean, I know majority
So,
the majority of your favorites were wrestling. You had Finn Balor and AJ Styles.
yeah, I saw
Well, you
part
like
of
Finn
it.
Balor, but you don't like AJ Styles, right?
I don't know. Kind of.
What else? The Shield
I
versus
like the fact that they're both in the Bullet Club and they're like now they're fighting against each other over here.
yeah, they're starting to introduce the whole like too sweet thing now. Like now everyone's like starting to do it now. Now that the young bucks can't do it anymore, they're throwing it in everybody's faces. They did that towards the end whenever they wrestled. But no, I thought they had a pretty good match. I thought every single match was pretty good. Every match from like we had the Sasha Banks versus Alicia Fox. That one was on the pre-show. Damn, Sasha Banks is on the pre-show now. Like what the hell did she do wrong? Who she piss off? Um, what do you think won that match? I mean, Sasha Banks or Alicia Fox? My
Who I
mouse.
think won it?
Yeah, fucking mouse.
Sasha Banks.
Fucking mouse just fucking died. Kidding me?
Haha.
It's not funny.
This is what you should know your material.
I do
Stop
not.
depending on the electronics for everything.
I know my material. Just
Use a pen and paper.
I
Make some notes.
I know my material. I just want to be I want to make sure I have my facts straight because I was trying to like be in and out back and forth like just like you. I watched little snippets of it. Fuck is that noise? Um yeah, so we had Sasha Banks versus Alicia Fox. Then we had what else we had? We had the debut of Asuka. You know who Asuka the NXT. Yeah, Asuka versus Emma, which was another good match. And that's pretty good. Like having the two back-to-back women's match. You know, I think it was a pre-show first, and then of course Emma and Asuka started the show off, and then we get of course Elias Sampson. He kept trying to come out playing his guitar, and what's his face? Kurt Angle's son. I was forget his goddamn name, but he kept coming out and throwing him. He kept coming out with a grocery cart and like throwing like lettuce at him. Like every single like he tried 3 times to freaking to do the song, and then he said towards the one of his one of the parts where he was gonna sing, he's like, just let him sing. Like,
Yeah.
freaking this sucks, right? You know what? Like I said, every single match was good. Even the cruiserweight match was good. You know, we had Cedric Alexander, Rick Swan, Jack Gallagher, D. Brian Kendrick. I mean, usually I'm not that big of a fan when it comes to cruiserweights, but I actually enjoyed this match only because like it wasn't really predictable. Every single match was pretty much like unpredictable. Because before, like in the past, you know what's gonna happen. Like they just know as far as like stuff that's gonna happen. Then we got, of course, another women's match. So we had three, right? I want to say three women's matches. So we had more cruiserweight matches and we had more women wrestle on this pay per view than we've had in any other pay per view before. So we get Alexa Bliss versus Mickey James, which even though I mean I am a big Mickey James fan, I thought she did a pretty good job. But they're either gonna give her the belt or she's gonna go away. Like there's no point. Like they build her up so high. Like oh she's gonna win her. She has to like one more title win until she it's I guess tied with the Trish status or whatever. But like I hate when they build that up and then like they don't give her the belt. Like what was the point then of teasing us like that? Like you're teasing her too. Like oh you might get the belt but you might not. But I think they
Because it's so like if
yeah
it's that big of a thing, then they might be waiting till WrestleMania to do it.
yeah. Well, probably. I know when they brought her back, they brought her back just for like I guess talent enhancement. So I mean, that's all they're going to use it for, just to get over the younger talent. Yeah, like the first part of the show, yeah, was nothing but women and cruiserweights. Because after that match, we had the cruiserweights championship match, Enzo Amore versus Kalisto. Uh, that match was alright. I think that's the most I ever seen Enzo wrestle, but even then, they kind of like sucked. I'll say best match of the night um, would have to be Finn Balor versus AJ Styles, and then of course Elias Sampson and which I remember his fucking name. Wait, what's Triangle's son's name? How the fuck you don't know? My mouse has died. Keep on that. I know his fucking name. Just I can't remember.
Well, you can touch the computer, bro.
Yeah, shit. Now it's moving on his own like that. Boom. Fucking computer's cursed. No, we have So second best match of the night was gonna have to go to Jason Jordan versus Elias Sampson. I know it sucks because you think the main event would have been like my first pick, but it was it then of course it was the main event was good, but um the only good part was Kurt Angle coming out and being part of the Shield. Other than that, I mean, we kind of already knew what was gonna happen. I wish they would have given the win to the Miz, but But I'll tell you what, the main event was pretty long. There was a lot of freaking like carnage left the night. There's like people like doing like crazy stuff back and forth. So yeah, I mean the TLC tonight. I mean it was pretty long, but at the same time it kept you it kept you on your toes. You look forward to the next match. Every single match you didn't just like, oh, okay, I'm just gonna get up and just fast forward, whatever. It was pretty good. So bet you gonna fall asleep on me or what? I'm gonna need you to take over this part of the show. What do you think about the new mic, babe? I think it looks pretty pimp.
Yeah, it's nice.
I think it's too high, too much to the left, too much to the right.
Oh my god.
Bam.
I think you're being too conceited about it.
Oh, I gotta put it out there, man. I gotta put it out there. It's pretty pimp. I like it. Hopefully the audio's being recorded, because if not, I'll be fucking screwed. I don't know the way to test it, but I have to. I don't know.
I thought you already tested it earlier.
I did, but like I didn't test it before I started recording to make sure that everything was good, but it is.
That would have been smart.
Well, I'm sure it is. I'm sure it's working. I mean,
You hope it's working.
I could bring up the audio in a minute to see
You're
that.
gonna get pissed off if it's not.
All right. So So honestly, to tell you the truth, I thought that this pay per view was gonna suck. I really did. Like I was already expecting to like be disappointed. I guess WWE, when it comes down to it, when they really have to, they'll step it up. Um, this whole thing with like what Roman Reigns, Bray Wyatt, Bo Dallas, who else? JoJo. Like, man, they all got this freaking virus. Like it's called meningitis virus. Like, you ever heard of it? Meningitis. It's like a viral meningitis that's kind of like pretty like is that pretty serious virus or what? Like I haven't even heard of it. Like
Was it?
supposedly everybody in the locker room was getting like sick, and
Well,
they had to keep them like quarantined.
that's one of the shots that kids get. The kids get.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
So like fuck, like it was so bad that they had to keep. They kept away Bray Wyatt, they kept Roman Reigns, and then Bo Dallas, of course. So, but I wonder like how bad the outbreak's gonna be. Like I wonder like if anybody else in the back's gonna get it, or how bad it's gonna spread, or hopefully like it doesn't like get too crazy. I mean, because shit, like you just never know. I mean, is that something that's been around for a long time, or just starting to pop up again?
You will. You know that a lot of. I don't know particularly about that disease, but in general, things are starting to come back because there's so many people who are protesting the like giving their kids the vaccinations,
Yeah.
and because the people refuse to give their kids vaccines, like they are more able to like catch it and spread it and bring it back amongst the people. Because it's just like, you know, I don't know, like the flu, for example. Like the flu used to be something that people could die from, and then they came up with the vaccine, and now people take the flu vaccine. And I mean, of course, in addition to all the other medications, whatever. So I guess that's not really a good example, but oh, okay, like a better example would be like measles or chicken pox or something. Like people used to die from
Yeah.
that all the time.
It's
Now
crazy.
people don't because of the vaccines, but then people started to refuse to give their kids the vaccines.
I think a lot of times too.
And
It is,
they're around so many people.
yeah, like they go out of the country so many times. They go like this. They go to freaking they go to England. They go to India. They go to Japan. They go all over the fucking world. So their wrestlers are around like a lot of people. Like arenas are freaking compact, and who knows? And with the terrorists going around, some of that, like it could be like a chemical terror attack. It could be anything. Not chemical, I mean like a freaking biological. I mean like just spreading different stuff here and there. But it could be anything. Hopefully, the point I'm making is like I hope they have really contain this outbreak, because it would suck to like start hearing the news later on like, oh, this the outbreak is pretty like like we've had a crazy outbreak just like a couple of years ago where was it Ebola or something like that? I forget what it was. No, it was like, yeah, some other outbreak that we had a while back. I forgot it was like, but it was like starting to spread crazy, and like now like you don't hear about it anymore. Just either they contained it or just fucking never even existed.
The meat one or whatever.
Yeah, the fucking one that the last one that we had, I was like, what the fuck? Like I thought I was gonna get ready to come over here and stuff. And it did for a while, but anyways, um,
What, mad cow disease, right?
yeah,
Was that one?
I forgot what it was, but just saying, like, hopefully, like, it calms down because we don't need none of that shit right now, especially with like the holidays coming up and everything. Like, so. But anyways, yeah. So because of all that, because of like Bray. Well, first of all, I didn't want to already see what Bray Wyatt to begin with, so I'm glad that happened. I'm glad that it happened to like his character, him in general. That kind of sucks, but I didn't already want to see Bray Wyatt versus Finn Balor again. So to see Finn Balor versus Bray Wyatt, that was like an extra like.
No.
No, I'm sorry, Finn Balor versus AJ Styles. Yeah, that was a bonus given to us. But when they said Kurt Angle was gonna participate in the Shields in the Shield match with the main event, I was like, man, that's like that guy's already old, man. Like seriously, but he came out, he looked pretty good. He actually looked better in that vest than Roman ever does, or ever did. Well, who knows? He might come back. But with all that being said, for all of you out there who are gonna probably trash this show, all these YouTube podcasters, and you know who I'm talking about. You're gonna come out here and say the show was shitty, the show kind of sucked, the show was the worst show in the world, blah blah blah. You're gonna bitch, you're gonna complain, you're gonna moan. But on this show, I'm gonna give WWE TLC a perfect 10 because every single match was worth watching. So here we go. Let's start this TLC review and results. 2017 WWE TLC was I want to say live from Minnesota. Right. Let me make sure I got my shit right, because if not, I'm looking like stupid on this freaking. Where's it at? Where's it at? Where's it at? Where you at, boy? Okay. Yeah, whatever. Yeah. All right. I watched the show. I I don't really have time to take notes, so I kind of just say I'll watch, I'll take in what I see, and then I'll kind of give my opinion on what happened and whatnot. But as far as like taking like notes and stuff, I gotta kind of like go off of this stuff. So we can go. WWE was forced to scramble just 48 hours before Sunday TLC tables, ladders, and chairs pay-per-view from Minneapolis, Minnesota. So I was right. I was right. It was Minneapolis, Minnesota. I said it was Minnesota, but I don't know it was from Minneapolis. But anyways, take a little water break because I'm fucking thirsty. Um. So, my bad. Excuse me. When Roman Reigns and Bray Wyatt were pulled due to the viral illness, the resulting changes to the card, two biggest matches, produced equal feast and famine. Despite a lack of storyline or build, Finn Balor and AJ Styles combined to put on an instant classic win with a match that told a great story and produced in terms of chemistry. So the only reason why this match kind of like, this match was like the best match to watch because for those of you who don't know who Finn Balor and AJ Styles were in New Japan Pro Wrestling, they were part of the Bullet Club. If you're not aware of the Bullet Club now, then you're living under a rock. So they were part of the Bullet Club. Each guys in their time were the leaders of the Bullet Club. I think Finn Balor created the Bullet Club, and then he left to come to WWE or NXT. Then AJ Styles took over the Bullet Club, and then he, of course, left to come to WWE. That's when Kenny Omega took over, and the rest is history. So that's why this match was so important because each and every both of these men had something to prove as far as so they didn't need a storyline because they already had one automatically, no matter what. Whether you follow them in New Japan Pro Wrestling, Ring of Honor, NXT, whatever, TNA. So says here. So despite a build-up, they produced badass chemistry. The main event was another story altogether as Raw General Manager Kurt Angle replaced the Big Dog Roman Reigns as a new member of the Shield. Despite popping for Angle's return, the 5-on-3 TLC match was a booking disaster. At the very least, the fans were sent home happy as Angle returned from an earlier injury to help the Shield go over. I wouldn't necessarily say that it was a booking disaster. I think that this match was fucking crazy. We had Braun Strowman, we had Kane, we had Cesaro, we had Sheamus, The Miz versus Kurt Angle, Seth Rollins, and Dean Ambrose. Like each guy held their own weight. They kind of sucked to see like the Shield constantly getting their ass whooped, but they came in strong towards the beginning, and when you got 5 against 2, what do you expect? So I thought overall this match was decent. The only thing that sucked about this match is that they had a cart Angle out halfway through, but so outside of those matches, the remaining card was forgettable at best. In one of WWE's poorest cards of 2017, it all went down live Sunday night, and CBS Sports was there the entire way, updating this post with results, grades, and highlights from the show. So I don't know who wrote this fucking this freaking review here, but they got their shit straight. This pay-per-view wasn't bad at all. It was a pretty badass pay-per-view. If you thought it was a shitty pay-per-view, then you're not really a wrestling fan. You're just fucking trying to like piss all over this WWE because all you do is piss all over WWE. You piss all over your fans. You piss all over WWE. That's the kind of person you are. So make sure this fucking shit's being recorded because this is ridiculous. I don't want to record this fucking podcast and then end up having to like re-record it. Testing. Yeah, I'm not sure if it's gonna be fucking. See if we got audio coming out real quick. Testing 1 2 3. Testing. Hello. Damn it. Testing 1 2 3. Testing. Testing. Oh man. All right. Excuse the minor transition. I had to make sure we had audio going pretty good. So, like I said, pay-per-view was pretty badass. So we get I don't know what the fuck they're doing with Sasha Banks. I really don't. Sasha Banks could be somebody that is they could use Sasha Banks in a different way. They you know what? If they're not gonna do shit with Sasha Banks, if all they're gonna give her is Alicia Fox, and you know what, you need to ship Sasha Banks back to NXT or to SmackDown, because this is fucking ridiculous. She is better than this. I mean, Alicia Fox, nobody wants to see her anymore. Alicia Fox can take herself and Mickey James and Kane and any old timer that wants to come back. They need to just go back to where they came from, because you had Sasha Banks versus Alicia Fox, and if all they're gonna do is just freaking like have the same match they've had the last 2 weeks and 3 weeks, whatever, then what was the point? I mean, are you trying to build Sasha Banks? She's already a very popular superstar as it is. Why would you want to like degrade her to like wrestle Alicia Fox? I mean, don't get me wrong, Alicia Fox can wrestle. I like her, but I just don't like her. I don't like Alicia Fox's I don't like the way she comes off. She's very conceited. She's very child. She acts like a child. The gimmick they're giving her is way too childish. If they would give her something else and make her look a little stronger, then whatever. But so Sasha Banks versus Alicia Fox. Banks went on the assault from the opening bell as playbacks for Fox attacks on Raw. The match remained physical throughout, with Fox catching Banks in midair and throwing her onto the floor to the middle of the ropes. Fox hit a pair of Northern Light suplexes late, but could only get 2 counts. Banks countered with a backstabber into her bank statement finisher, which forced Fox to tap out. So all in all, we had the same match we've watched every single night on Raw, except for the fact that it was a Hell in a Cell and it was at a pre-show. This match deserved to be on a pre-show. I'm not saying this match was bad. I'm saying this match was unnecessary. What's next? Are they gonna have this match go on Raw again? And are they gonna be at Survivor Series? It's gonna be one of those like 3 months, long rivalries until WrestleMania when Alicia Fox finally wins. Yeah. So I don't want Sasha Banks to be on the pre-show. There's no reason why she should have been on the pre-show. But she was, and whoever she pissed off in WWE, Sasha Banks, either you need to start, stepping up your game, or you need to start kissing ass, because right now all you are is pre-show material, and that's not good. That's not good at all. I enjoyed watching Sasha Banks when she first debuted on Raw. I liked her in NXT, and just shit needs to change as far as that. I know they're gonna build Sasha Banks versus Asuka around WrestleMania time, but I don't know. I don't think Sasha Banks deserves to go against Asuka. If anything, it should be Alexa Bliss versus Asuka, but that's neither here or there. Speaking of Asuka, the next so TLC kicked off with Asuka versus Emma, the debut of Asuka. And I hate that they don't like let you know about her attributes. And she was NXT champion. She was the longest reigning NXT champion. Asuka coming off an NXT. makes her debut here at TLC Tables, Ladders, and Chairs. The only match that they had tables, ladders, and chairs was pretty much the main event. Other than that, this pay-per-view didn't really live up to its name. But anyways, Asuka defends her debut against Emma. This match actually was for a women's match, and I want to say this like on a serious note because I watched the championship match between Alexa Bliss and Mickie James, and this match pretty much outperformed that match. So if you're gonna have a regular match between two different competitors, and now you have a women's title belt on the line, and still outperform your match, yeah, there's something wrong with your either your women's champion or the person she's going against. Because as much as we enjoyed watching Mickie James, I don't really like watching her anymore. So Asuka versus Emma. The hell? I'm in a page unresponsive. Why you getting taking off some clothes or what? You already going to bed or what?
Yeah, I'm just gonna listen to
Are you serious? Damn. I'm putting everybody to sleep, even my audience. Alright, well, the unbeaten former NXT Women's Champion was given a grand entrance and showcase debuted most expected, but it doesn't come without criticism, seen as Asuka presented as a babyface fell out of place. Yeah, that's weird how they presented her as a babyface when she was a heel on NXT. Yeah, so she was a heel in NXT, and then on her debut, she's a babyface. Just like when they came out, when Bobby Roode came out, he was a heel in NXT, and he came back as a babyface. It worked in NXT. Why wouldn't it work on Raw? So the match fell out of pace because of that. But I think other than that, I think it was a badass match. I think this is the most I've seen Emma compete. She was real physical in this match, and I really wish they would have gave her the match. I wish they would have gave her the pin or the win, because she actually she had more of an offense in this match than Asuka did. But of course, on her debut, you think that Asuka was actually going to lose to Emma. I mean, at this point, I don't know if they're building Emma up or not, but at this point, all she is a certified jobber. The match also went on too long with Emma getting a bit too much offense. So what? Which robbed from the type of impact Asuka could have had if this hadn't been a booked as a squash match. The fuck on. Yeah. Yeah, no, they're saying that Emma outperformed Asuka too damn much, and that because it was Asuka's debut, it took away from that. That's stupid. I think that no matter what, whether it's a debut match or not, each person should be able to show off their athletics and can I say that fucking word? Athleticism, right? Right, babe? Nothing. I was trying to say the word athleticism. I say it athleticism. Yeah, athleticism. Fuck that word then.
athleticism.
Whatever, bro. But Asuka still looked strong in terms of execution and turned a vicious-looking ankle lock into a German suplex. Late in the match, Asuka connected with a kick to the head before forcing Emma to tap out via the Asuka lock. So there you have it. Like, we didn't already know that Asuka was gonna defeat Emma, even though it was a squash match. Even though Emma did lose. Even though it was a Asuka's debut match, this match was a lot better than the women's championship match. It outperformed both Sasha Banks and Alexis Bliss's match. So out of three women's matches that they had on this pay-per-view, this was the best, and not because it was Asuka, and not because it was Emma. It was because you could tell both of these women actually did know how to wrestle. They didn't just come out there and show off their bodies and be good looking, whatever. And they actually kicked ass. So we go backstage. The Miz, Sheamus, and Cesaro, Braun Strowman, and Kane. They're all together like one big old group, like the wannabe Bullet Club. You might as well call them the freaking Jabroni clubs, because that's how they looked like, jabronis, when they got their asses whooped earlier. The Miz, Sheamus, and Cesaro, Braun Strowman, and Kane. Ahead of their match, the Miz pumped up the bar by telling them Kurt Angle is only in the match in order to steal their spotlight. Nobody wants to steal y'all's spotlight, trust me. Strowman then walked in and told The Miz to cut the pep talk because he was going to take over the match and no one better get in his way. That let Kane step up into the picture and say he would be the one who will destroy the opposing team. The Miz ignored Strowman's instructions and continued his pep talk. Strowman said there will be no tomorrow for the other team, and Kane promised to make the main event hell on earth. Speaking of hell on earth, I think that I think they should have scrapped the main event, because as good as it did look, it did nothing for nobody. I mean, what did we get? We get the Shield coming out and just hitting every single person with chairs, tables, and ladders, and then they get their ass whooped. I mean, they should have just went like I don't know. They should have did it differently, but that's the main event. We're not there yet, so let's continue where we're at. But you're making me nervous. But I have to get out of the room. I bet, can you hear me? So we go from the Miz trying to pump up his team to Elias Samson. He tries to come out. He's on the stage. He's sitting down. He tries to come out and he tries to sing for the crowd. Nobody's really feeling it. He's looking stupid out there. I don't mind that he came out and did all that. I mean, I'm actually a big fan of him, but it kind of killed me then to see that Jason Jordan coming out in a grocery cart and just throwing like lettuce or cabbage or whatnot at him. But he threw it at him and he took off and just laughed. Like, who does that? I mean, he was better off just coming out with the mic and just making fun of him and leaving. But you want to come out and throw lettuce? It didn't even look good to begin with. So after Elias played his guitar after angling for the opportunity during the kickoff show when he interrupted a conversation between Angle and Jason Jordan. As he began strumming his guitar, Jordan rolls out a shopping cart and starts throwing vegetables and fruit at him. Like, who the fuck does that? What a waste of good vegetables and fruit. Whose idea was it either? Leading Elias to stop playing and took off into the distance. 1 hour later, Elias returned and began singing again. Boos rained it down. Vegetables soon followed with from Jordan throughout again. Nothing else transpired. Like I said, I don't know whose idea was it, but it was the dumbest idea ever. That might have been like the worst part of the show with when we had that going on. I don't know if they're making fun of somebody or it referred to something, but I don't know. Just when you throw like vegetables and fruit at somebody while they're trying to sing, I mean, fuck's not gonna do. So soon after that, we get our first cruiserweight match of the night. We have Cedric Alexander, Rick Swann taking on the team of Jack Gallagher and D. Brian Kendrick. You know, it sucks when like a match that is not a championship match is going to be way better than your actual championship match. Because this match, because well, to start off, I haven't been a real big fan of like the cruiserweights lately. But after seeing this match, the way these guys competed against each other, the effort they put in, this match went on to be the fourth best match of the night. I'm like more like the third because I want to put the main event as the fourth. I really enjoyed watching these two wrestle. Well, these four wrestled. They're like if you're gonna have a lot of these cruiserweights and being tag team, like, you might as well come out with the cruiserweight tag team championship belts. You might as well, right? Because I mean, lately all we've been seeing is the cruiserweights in tag team matches. So, but yes, even though it was a tag team match, it was a pretty good match. This cruiserweight tag team match showcased the serial talent of Alexander and the serial talents of Alexander, and ended on a high note with a hot finish. Alexander landed the biggest spot with a top con helo on both heels outside the ring, and he failed a hot tag from Swan late to clean house. In the end, Swan took out the competition with a Phoenix Splash and Kendrick and a super kick on Gallagher. Alexander swooped in to hit his lumberjack finisher on Kendrick for the 1-2-3. This match was given a B negative, but I give it an A plus for effort. So that was your cruiserweight match of the night. It one of many, like one of two. Like I said, for it being a cruiserweight match, it was pretty good. I enjoyed it. I actually watched it through. I didn't walk away or anything. Usually I'll get up and go to the restroom or get something to drink, but I didn't. I really enjoyed seeing Jack Gallagher. D. Brian Kendrick, I'm not really a big fan of him. I think he's just there to like I said, put over talent. I think he's one of the ones that trained the guys in the back. But out of all the guys here, I enjoyed watching Jack Gallagher. I think he'll be a good I think he should go against Enzo Amore next. They're both heels, so it's not gonna happen. But I'm getting tired of seeing Enzo Amore versus Kalisto. I mean, come on, seriously. So after this match, of course, we get our women's championship match. Alexa Bliss versus Mickie James. I really thought that this match was going to go towards Mickie James. After everything she's done, she's she's come back. I honestly thought she deserves it because it takes a lot to come back. It takes a lot to be out away from WWE for like what 6, 7 years. I don't know how I forget how long it's been, but um, to come back to do what she did on SmackDown and come to Raw. I know they only brought her back to put over talent, but I honestly thought they should have gave her the belt. They didn't. She did make Alexa Bliss look real good, real strong. Alexa Bliss is right now the best heel as far as like women in WWE right now. Um, I think she's a better heel than Charlotte was, and Nikki Bella. She really plays that heel, persona, especially all the faces she makes, when she's pissed off. But for a field that has overachieved its every step of the build, it only made sense for the payoff to do the same. Both women worked hard to tell a physical story that include Bliss repeatedly stomping James and attempting a non-stop um, barrage of pin attempts. Um, Honestly, I think Mickey James took over this match. She pretty much carried Alexa Bliss. And for a long time, I thought Alexa Bliss had hurt herself when she did that one move, but I think it was just off a show. They traded traded hard slaps in the center of the ring during a memorable spot that turned from a hockey fight to a double knockdown on kicks to the head. Late in the match, Bliss um, feint and a double knock and kicks to the head. Late in the match, Bliss uh, was playing possum during a fake injury and suckered James' face first into the corner. That that actually looked like it pretty bad when that happened. Sucks for her. The champion then hit her snap DDT for the finish. After the match, James sewed her shoulder injury well and cut a babyface promo by saying it won't be the last time she is in a championship match or wearing this title. Yeah, I'm fucking falling asleep even doing this fucking review. We're tired. Babe, wake up. Wake up. You're asleep? Huh?
No,
You're asleep?
no.
I need your help over here. I'm falling asleep. You're supposed to be my wingman over here. Wing woman. It's supposed to be the JT and Candy show. This is bullshit. On the debut of my new mic, you're gonna flake out on me? Exactly. What do we have next? We have our cruiserweight championship match: Enzo Amore versus Kalisto. I honestly didn't even watch this match. I was trying to set up for the show. I was trying to make sure I was doing audio and video check, making sure everything worked okay. I did see like bits and pieces of this match, but I didn't watch the entire match. I honestly already knew that Enzo Amore was gonna win the belt back. It didn't even look good on Kalisto. I don't even understand why they gave him the belt to begin with. Why did he lose the belt? I'm gonna admit to say that like when Kalisto first went on his own, Enzo first went on his own to be like, you know, in the cruiserweights, I thought it was kind of annoying. But ever since he had turned heel, I thought he was doing a pretty good job on doing that. And as him being the champion as well, I thought that it looked good on him. And then they take it off of him, they give it to Kalisto, and then it made no sense at all. But of course, he's gonna get his rematch. gonna get his rematch at TLC pay-per-view.
No,
The what?
the username and password for the cable.
I do, but hold on. Wait, the the Wi-Fi? You mean?
No, for the cable because tonight was the premiere of The Walking Dead and I couldn't watch it out there.
Oh,
I
yeah.
couldn't watch it in here either.
You can watch it in either Caitlin's room or Albert's room. They have time one up on the Roku. It's
But let's see, you have a pause or what?
huh?
You have a pause?
No, I don't. I can't pause it. It's live no matter what.
Are you almost done?
It's gonna be
That's alright.
I can get you. You want to come look at it or you want to?
Okay.
You're gonna like show boobs in the camera.
Did I?
No. Let's see. Hold on. What is it? Let's see. Damn it. What the fuck? Weirdo.
Let's see who makes it to this far in.
Let's see.
Then we'll get some views.
You're saying for every 10 subscribers we get, you're gonna show some skin or what? Ooh. More like candy behind the camera over here. Gave me a free show. Some bullshit. Server's thinking like, what the? Doesn't see it. I don't know. It's not working. Yeah.
Alright. Well, it's alright then.
I'll do for you in a minute because it's kind of last minute. You can go on Cadence TV and put on the time warner.
Alright.
If you want, I'm almost done. So when we're done, I'll put it on for you, and we can watch. Then we can do a review of The Walking Dead. Because all they do is fucking walk, and they're all dead. So like I was saying, we had our Cruiserweight Championship match before I was rudely interrupted over here. Enzo Amore defeats Kalisto via pinfall to win the title. Kalisto's 13-day reign is over as WWE booked a Cruiserweight title to change for the 9th time since the championship was resignated. Oh, can't say that fucking word. 13 months ago, the match was fairly, it was pretty decent, save for an early suicide dive to the floor from Kalisto. Amore took advantage of a referee distraction late to secure his second title reign with his thumb Kalisto to the eye, of course, and hit the jaw. You know, the Jawdone's fucking whatever his fucking finisher's name it's called for the finish. Afterwards, yeah. First of all, when Kalisto first came out, he couldn't even talk because he lost his voice. So I'm not sure if he's sick, and he was the only guy that they didn't keep home. And for all I know, he could have had that freaking meningitis virus. He came out, and he like literally lost his voice. He even said, "I lost my voice. I sound like shit. Excuse me, I'm sick." So like, if it's Roman Reigns or Bray Wyatt, yo, yeah, go ahead and stay home. But if it's Enzo Amore, oh, I'm sorry, dude. We're gonna give you the belt tonight. You can't call in sick, sucker. So that sucked. So he couldn't even talk. He sounded like shit. He did win his belt back. It sucks that he won by cheating, but he's a heel. You know, they can't give him the finisher on his own. That's the way they play their guys out there nowadays. It would have been nice if he actually won on his own, but he didn't. He won via a referee distraction, fingers to the eyes, and, his cheap-ass finisher. After we get all that, we finally get to some actual wrestling. We get to our long-awaited match between the Demon, Finn Balor, and the phenomenal one, AJ Styles. Like I was saying earlier, this match did not need no storyline build up or nothing. We had each member of the Bullet Club, each leader and former member of the Bullet Club, versus to go one-on-one against each other. The winner becomes the new leader of the Bullet Club, which they call now is to call the club. This match is going to be a match of the night. I'm sorry, they stole the show. It is what it is. The storyline, no storyline or build up needed. Two of the best in the ring performers in the world lived up to expectations and then some. Not only was the match an instant classic and a teaser as to what these two might be capable of, should WWE continue the program entering Survivor Series. So we have Survivor Series coming up. We have SmackDown versus Raw. So who knows? We might get Team Finn Balor versus Team AJ Styles. That would be something really cool to look forward to. We can have Finn Balor and the Club versus AJ Styles and whoever they have on SmackDown that can compete against them, because you know they're gonna have Nakamura and Bobby Roode and whatnot, so that'll be interesting to see. So they're kind of teasing Survivor Series right now, and that's probably the only reason why they put them together to begin with, because they have Survivor Series coming up and they want to like promote their new Raw versus SmackDown show. So it's like they said, they gave us a teaser for Survivor Series. Besides, nobody wanted to see Bray Wyatt come out and wrestle anyways as Sister Abigail. Like seriously, was he actually gonna come out as Sister Abigail? No, that would have sucked. Let's see. After Balor closed their spectacular 18-minute match, thrown together just 2 days before the TLC, due to Bray Wyatt's viral infection, by hitting a stiff coup de grace finisher for the pin, the two competitors showed off their mutual respect. Balor and Styles raised their arms in the center of the ring and touched hands while doing their too sweet gesture. So it's okay for them to do the too sweet, but it's not okay for Coney Omega, the Young Bucks, the Bullet Club to do it. Like seriously, they're the ones that actually came up with that. Well, they didn't really come up with it, but they made it popular again. You're gonna throw that in their faces and have everybody else do it, and you got every single person doing it on Raw and SmackDown. But yeah, you're gonna try to sue Cody Rhodes and the Young Bucks and Kenny Omega for trying to bring back something that's been dead for a very long time. I mean, the Bullet Club actually made wrestling popular again, and I think WWE's like real anal about like having them do their stuff, but they're the ones. WWE is the one stealing, like, they stole AJ Styles, they stole Finn Balor, they stole Adam Cole, they stole the Club. So like, you hate what you're doing, but at the same time you're stealing every single superstar that they have. So that's kind of sucks, whatever. But like I said, this match was it went on 18 minutes. Each guy showed off everything they could. They released everything they had in their arsenal. Finn Balor did moves that I had never seen him do before. AJ Styles unleashed every single thing he had to give to Finn Balor, but as strong as each one looked, um, as strong as AJ Styles wanted to be. I mean, come on, like the guy got pulled at the last minute. You know, he had to they had to fly him out 18 hours in advance just for this show at the last minute, and he had wrestled the night before. He was already tired. He had no time to prepare for this match. So I mean he won square and he lost. Finn Balor won fair and square, but I mean, come on, can you blame AJ Styles for losing? I mean, I'm sure the guy was tired. He even said he needed a nap, but they refused to give him a nap. So he decided to take a nap for the 1, 2, 3 and lost this match. But it's okay because it was an even match. Both guys at the end of the night had respect and gave their too sweet gesture. Just the way we wanted to see it. But we know the only reason why they're doing it is because they're letting the Bullet Club know that they are Bullet Club for life. For life. What else we got? Let's see what we got here. Freaking fast forwarding to match. Man, this freaking computer sucks. Let me see. So going back to what we were talking about, I kind of skipped over this paragraph. The match was electric from start to finish, with the crowd showering the rings with "This is awesome" chants before the match even started. Both wrestlers hit the what the fuck? Both wrestlers, pretty much tried to outmaneuver each other. Finn Balor hit a beautiful top kanahilo. Fuck, I don't know how to say that fucking name. Tope Kanahilo. Tope Kanahilo. I don't know. Fucking. And Styles later hit a spine buster into the announce table, which looked actually pretty gruesome. I thought he hurt himself too. Late in the match, Styles blocked a coup de grace attempt by knocking Balor down from the top rope with a Pete kick before landing a Hurricane from the ring apron on Balor, who was seated above the top turnbuckle, but Balor kicked out and quickly rebounded with a pair of shotgun drop kicks to set the finish. Like I said, this match was number one of the night. This match was the showstopper. This match stole the show. I actually want to go back and see it again because I was too busy taking pictures for the background that you see now. And if you have made it past this show, please too sweet that subscribe button for me. Since everyone wants to do the too sweet gesture, well, let's do a too sweet to this podcast show. Hit that subscribe button. If you enjoy watching the show, if you actually made it this far, like I said, if you like the show, hit the like button. If you have any comments, let me know. If you have any questions, if you want to see the debut of Candy, let's get up to 3 or 4 subscribers. And she said she'll come back. She left because she thinks this show sucks and she doesn't want to be a part of a failing show. But she said that she'll come back if we get some subscribers, some viewers, whatnot.
No, I appreciate the people who have subscribed.
Oh yeah, and also of course, all my new subscribers out there, all my future new subscribers and my current subscribers, I thank you for making me a part of your to watch list on YouTube.com. I'll try to make this show a little better. I'll try to be more prepared. So far, let me know what you think. But like I said, you're here for the show. You're here to see. You're here to hear your results from TLC. Not to hear me brag and beg for some views and subscribers, please. So the next match of the night is Jason Jordan versus Elias Samson. Samson, oh, fuck, I know his last name. I think it's Samson. This match, I know it kind of, I know it sounds kind of like, oh, I can't believe he's saying this, but yeah, this match was my second best match of the night. Even though it sucked the way it started with Jason Jordan coming out and throwing fruit and vegetables at Elias. At the end of the night, these two can wrestle. Both of these guys do deserve to be in the main event next year. Jason Jordan, when it comes to wrestling, he's badass. Now I know why now that they want to call him Kurt Angle's son, because he does remind me a lot of Kurt Angle. But I think he could have been a lot. I still think he could have been famous, whether you would have told everybody he was Kurt Angle's son or not. But Jason Jordan looked good. Elias looked even better. This match was pretty long. Both guys did, one up each other back and forth. At the end of the day, and I think that it shouldn't have ended this way. But after a trio of confrontations between the two earlier in the night, Jordan and Elias were given popcorn match treatment before the main event. Elias looked to be in control late when he stuffed a corner spear, attempting by stiffly landing a knee to the face. But Elias' suplex attempted was countered into a roll-up for the pin. Elias' shoulder appeared to be down during the referee's count. Jason Jordan defeats Elias with the 1, 2, 3. It looked like he did get his shoulder up, but they're saying he didn't. So, they're going to have this match again on Raw, or possibly a Survivor Series, or you already know this feud's going to continue. And I honestly think that it should continue because these two guys look good together. I wouldn't mind seeing them wrestle a couple more times. It's always good to see two different young guys go against each other and just simply wrestle. And that's all we saw was them simply wrestle. We had a wrestling show as far as this match went on. The same with, of course, AJ Styles and, the Demon, Finn Balor. Speaking of the Demon, Finn Balor, he did debut as the Demon. So it was AJ Styles' first time against the Demon. So that's why he lost. Then we finally get to our main event, my fourth match pick of the night. Tables, ladders, and chairs. For it being a pay-per-view called Tables, Ladders, and Chairs, this was pretty much the only match that had tables, ladders, and chairs. No other match had tables, ladders, or chairs. So I thought that despite the main event, this pay-per-view didn't really live up to its name. We have Kurt Angle, Dean Ambrose, and Seth Rollins against The Miz, Sheamus, Cesaro, and Braun Strowman. Of course, Kane. This match, this main event was chaos. It wasn't even a match. It was a brutal beatdown. Whether the Shield was beating down The Miz and his team, or The Miz and Braun Strowman, Kane, the Bar was beating down the Shield. Every single person got beat down tonight at the main event. It was nice to see Kurt Angle come out and wrestle again. I have to admit, I haven't been a big fan of Kurt Angle for a very long time, but to see him come back to wrestle was pretty good. He actually looked pretty good also in that in the Shields wrestling attire. He looked better than Roman Reigns. I honestly think that they should keep Kurt Angle in the Shield, and he should be a full-time Shield member. Even though it was for like one night only, he looked good. He looked strong. He looked like he was the leader of the Shield. He dominated that match. And the way he came out towards the end of the match and he gave the angle slam to Cesaro on top of that table, that was incredible. But so where do we begin with this match? This was a cluster featuring train wreck psychology, a gluttony of disconnect high spots, and a bunch of tables that wouldn't break. There was also the attempted murder of Strowman in the back of a garbage truck that was somehow never mentioned again after it happened. So what the fuck, you gonna throw Braun Strowman inside of a garbage truck and then actually turn it on? And did he get squashed? Did he get smashed? Did he die in there? What the fuck? Like, they actually threw him inside of a garbage truck and it smashed him. Like, literally, like, they turned on the machine and then they went and they collected him. I don't know how they pulled that off, but hopefully he didn't break a leg or get cut in half with that blade in the back. So that was pretty cool to see. I don't think they should have used the garbage truck. I think that just it took away from the match. It took up too much time. WWE was likely forced to scramble in terms of its booking after Roman Reigns was pulled 48 hours before the event with a viral infection. It certainly felt that way throughout the main event, which brought back too many WCW flashbacks for all the wrong reasons. The feel-good ending of Angle dressed as a member of the Shield, joining Ambrose and Rollins in an iconic triple powerbomb simply wasn't enough to cancel out the sin of the previous 40 minutes. Seeing Angle wearing the Shield uniform reminded me of when Hulk Hogan joined Kevin Nash and Scott Hall and the NWO. That was good to see. It was awesome. It was, like I said, he looked strong. He actually looked good for being away from the ring for 15 years or 11 years. They kept saying, and they kept saying that he's been away from a WWE ring for 11 years. But before he came to WWE, Kurt Angle was wrestling in Ring of Honor. He was wrestling with the Young Bucks, with the Bullet Club. He was wrestling in TNA. So it's not like he's not wrestled in the last 11 years. He's been wrestling. But they brought him back to be a general manager on WWE Raw, so it only looks like he hasn't been wrestling, but he has. He's in very good shape for being an old timer. Angle, who literally took Reigns' place by entering the arena throughout the crowd as a honorary member of the Shield, was knocked out of the match early after being power slammed through a table by Strowman. The fact that the heels couldn't finish the match despite a 5-on-2 advantage from there on out stood out like a sore thumb. The sides began to even out a bit when Strowman and Kane turned one-on-one on another for seemingly no reason. So we get Kane and Braun Strowman going one-on-one, fighting like a couple of little brats. Braun Strowman got mad at Kane for hitting him with a chair by an accident. Kane got mad at Braun Strowman for pushing him like a little kid, like a little baby. And the way he pushed Kane was pretty gruesome. Like I don't think I've ever seen anybody push Kane that much or that hard, besides the Big Show. But yeah, that pissed off Kane. So Kane turned on Braun. Braun turned on Kane, and they had one big old freaking fight towards the end of the match. Strowman was chokeslammed through the stage floor before Kane yanked down a group of chairs from a high above the that crashed hard onto him. Somehow Strowman returned and attempt to sabotage his own team until they threw him into the back of a garbage truck and had the driver turn on the compactor. He was never seen again. He probably freaking died. Right? Ah, tastes good. That's it. Back in the ring, Ambrose drove in to save a pin attempt on Rollins after the remaining heels beat them down with a chair. Angle music then hit, and the 48-year-old ran out and cleaned house, first hitting Sheamus and Cesaro with a pair of angle slam outside the ring. The momentum changed hands twice, with Miz nearly winning after Angle kicked out of the skull crashing finale. I honestly thought that they should have let they should have let the Miz win, or the Miz's team win, because right now we need to build the young guys, not the older guys. Which Dean Ambrose and Seth Rollins are younger guys, but they've already had their time. The Miz, he's let him shine like for one night. Let him get the wind. Let him get the wind, not the wind. Probably got the wind knocked out of him. So after Angle kicks out of the skull crushing finale, the Shield cornered Miz, and after Angle mimicked Reigns' roar, they hit their finisher for the pin. The match was too long, with too many momentum shifts and illogical turns. It was a few fun spots. It was a few fun spots and a dramatic Angle return from whoever wrote this is an idiot. Despite a couple of fun spots here and there, Angle returned from being an what the fuck? Yeah, Angle returns to shake up the main event. Even though he is 49 years old, he still came out. He laid the smackdown. He showed the world that he's not just an old timer. He's the old timer. He is the big dog. He is part of the Shield. He is Kurt Angle. It's true. It's damn true. So there you have it. After all that, we get the Shield. Well, at least one half of the Shield. Dean Ambrose, Seth Rollins, and Kurt Angle to win the main event at TLC. The only good part of this match was seeing Kane and Braun Strowman fight like little babies and Kurt Angle come out and lay the smackdown. Other than that, this match was okay. For a while out there, I thought Seth Rollins hurt himself really bad when he tried to dive off the ladder into the announce table. Dean Ambrose, was typical Dean Ambrose. Like I said, the only highlight of the show was seeing Kurt Angle come back not once but twice. I don't know what's gonna happen tomorrow on Raw. But like I said, for it being a Raw pay-per-view, for it being the last minute, for having to change over the roster at the last minute, this pay-per-view was not that bad. It was pretty decent. I enjoyed watching it. I enjoyed reviewing this show. So all I'm gonna say is that it sucked that Roman Reigns had to be sick. It sucked that it came down with the virus. Him, Bo Dallas, and Bray Wyatt and JoJo. It sucked that all that happened because I honestly believe that they were gonna turn Roman Reigns heel tonight. And since we did not get to see that, I'm thinking they're gonna wait till WrestleMania to do that. Unless he doesn't get better, unless he doesn't come back, and unless they can keep Kurt Angle as part of the third member of the Shield, who knows? But I hope you enjoyed TLC tonight. I hope you enjoyed this review. I hope you enjoyed the results of tonight's matches. I have to work tomorrow. I have to still edit this video, put it out on YouTube. So if you enjoyed this this show, if you enjoyed this podcast, if you enjoy hearing something different from a different person, different views, subscribe to this show. This is the JT and Candy Show. This is your WWE TLC review and results. I'll be here tomorrow to give you your Raw review, and then your SmackDown, of course, and then maybe a couple stuff here and there. Like I said, if you enjoy this show, hit the subscribe button. If you like this show, hit the like button. You know, give me as much as thumbs up as you can. You have any comments, let me know. Like I said, this is a JT and Candy Show. We will have Candy behind the mic. Hopefully she makes her Raw debut tomorrow, and she can help me take over the show, because right now I'm barely making it on my own. Hope you enjoyed the new mic. Hope you enjoyed the new haircut over here. Got some more lighting over here. Hope you enjoyed the background. Took a lot of work to do all this. Hope you enjoyed it. And I'll see you tomorrow for your WWE Raw review and results. This is the JT and Candy Show. And good night. So good night, damn it. Stop looking at me. Hey, what are you looking at? Hey, what do we have over here? A couple of stalkers.